How did Cam and Nat, stuck in the intense Australian COVID lockdown, use their free time to create a board game that would end up selling over 400,000 copies globally in less than 3 years' time?
We launched in February 2023 and it kind of went a bit viral straight away on social media. And we've now sold about 400,000 copies globally. So it's definitely got legs.
In the next few minutes, I'm going to tell you how this massive success was not luck. It was a calculated and strategic move. It was the result of launching a product using 4 critical steps. First, spotting a gap in the market by monitoring trends. Second, testing your idea the right way, leveraging social media for your launch, and meeting customers where they are. I'm going to break down each of these steps in detail. And by the end of this video, you're going to know exactly what you need to do to get the same success with your next product launch, no matter what you're selling. Let's dive in. So, what is the secret to making millions of dollars off of a single product in a handful of days? You need to find a gap in the market. During the lockdown, Nat Delaney-John of Melbourne found her business struggling as the result of this super drawn-out lockdown.
It came about during one of the lockdowns in Melbourne. We had one of the strictest lockdowns in the world during 2020 and 2021. We had about 250 plus days where it was a combination of us not being able to leave our house, or we couldn't go further than a 5-kilometer radius from our house.
But during that time, Nat had an idea for a board game, something that didn't exist in the market.
Nat had come up with the idea for the game and she was sort of working on it secretly in the background. And when she had a bit of a concept formed, she pitched the game to me Shark Tank style. So she gave me a clipboard, she had a little presentation and she's like, I've got $1 million idea for you. And I was like, okay, we're stuck in this apartment for I don't know however long, let's just work on it. For those who don't know, like a team-based party game. So we had to start working on the cards and the different sounds. And the rule was that if you couldn't make the sound yourself, that card couldn't actually go into the game. We felt like the party game space for board games, there's charades, where you act things out, there's Pictionary where you draw things, but that like sound-based element, we just felt that there was this massive gap on the shelf. And we're like, why isn't there a sound-based board game?
When playing that sound game, participants draw cards with words on them. And then like in charades, they have to act out the word in the way that their teammates will recognize. The catch? Players can only make sounds and move their bodies. No hand gestures are allowed.
The rule was that if you couldn't make the sound yourself, that card couldn't actually go into the game.
They worked on this game for 2 years, narrowing down the cards, creating categories, developing their rules. Now, I'm not saying that to make millions off of a product, you have to develop something totally new over years. There are plenty of products right now that you can sell that already solve a painful problem for people and fill a gap in the market. Take the AI doorbell, for example, that we saw starting to trend in our platform. Video doorbells already exist, smart security cameras already exist, but this one combines both with AI that can actually identify potential threats versus friends, delivery drivers, etc. So, you've found a product that fits a gap in the market. What's next? Now you have to test your idea the right way. For Cam and Nat, that meant playtesting their new game.
We came out of lockdown and then eventually we could start playtesting it with our friends. We ran through about 20 playtests with friends and eventually we took it to PAX, which is one of the biggest video game and board game conventions here in Melbourne. And we had a table there where we could playtest it with people.
Now they executed this step flawlessly. They started by testing their idea with friends and family, people they had close and immediate access to that would not be afraid to tell them the truth. They could see that it was working. People were playing, having fun, trying to share the idea, so they knew they were onto something. Now for you, that exact same process applies, no matter what you're selling. Say you want to find a new trending product and you start on exploding topics. You might be more interested in skincare and you see that PDRN cream is trending. Great. Your next step is to test the product yourself, no matter what. Better yet, buy 2 or 3 of them and send them to your friends so they can try as well. Test the product yourselves over the course of a few weeks and document the results. You'll not only have the proof that what you're selling actually works, you'll have some content that you can use to start selling this product. Now, Cam and Nat knew they had something special, so they took their testing to the next level. They brought it to PAX, a huge video and board game convention.
We felt like it could be a thing, but when you bring it to people and they start clicking with it and they're like, this is so fun, we want to do it again, it just feels amazing. It was really rewarding.
In the world of successful product launches, this accomplishes 4 huge steps in the process. First, it allows them to capture more content of people playing the game and loving it. Content they can use on social media to build buzz or on their website to generate conversions. 2, they can talk directly to their potential customers and ask them questions like, could you see yourself playing this with your family around the holidays? Would you gift this to somebody for their birthday or for Christmas? Would you play this game with a glass of wine and a group of friends? What other games do you play or love that remind you of this game? What was your favorite category or card that you played from this game? They can learn what people love most, and they can use those answers to start creating more content, designing sales pages, writing Amazon descriptions, etc. And 4, they can take down the names and emails of everybody who tested the game and loved it at that convention to start building their first email list with qualified customers. Now, what is an unexpected insight that came out of this testing? They realized they didn't even need to crowdsource like they initially planned to.
When we started playtesting the game with people who were there and who actually resonated with the concept of being silly and making sounds and getting your team to guess, we realized that the people who wanted to buy our game had no idea what a Kickstarter was. So we needed to go straight to market. The money we were going to spend on a Kickstarter, that's the money that we needed to spend trying to gather an audience and, gain momentum and actually get the name of the game out there.
Now, not everybody needs to test their product by taking it to a huge convention. Obviously, that strategy doesn't work with every single product, especially one that already exists and is sold by other companies, things like PDRN Cream. But what you can do, and should do, is collect video testimonials from everybody who tries the product. Here's some concrete steps. Send your product to 5 to 10 camera-friendly friends or family members, influencers. Ask them to document themselves using the product. Ask them to put all of their genuine opinions on camera. Then collect all of the footage that they took themselves after this trial period. Now, big influencers are obviously not going to do this for free, and you're not pitching it to these people as, I need ad creative content. You're just looking for honest opinions. What they liked, what they didn't like, the results they got. These are things that you're going to use as direct quotes on your website in your content. And if they give consent, then of course you can use that content in ads. Now, whether it's a board game convention or a friend trying this PDRN Cream in their bathroom, the results are the same. You're getting real-time customer feedback so you can build this whole wealth of content, testimonials, and real opinions. This is the foundation of your website, your copy, your content, everything. And of course, most importantly, you're understanding if this product has the power to sell itself. Because if it doesn't, keep looking. Now, the next thing that Nat and Cam did to get this product sold internationally, they leveraged trends and social media for their launch. Cam already had experience monitoring trends, and she knew that an image or text-based social post was not going to do this product justice. They needed video. Since they tested their idea, they knew that this product had legs. What they had to do now was find the right creator to promote this product that had the right audience.
So we launched in February 2023, and it kind of went a bit viral, and we've now sold about 400,000 copies globally.
Because they did the first 2 steps flawlessly, they knew they had a product that was going to sell itself. They just needed the right platform.
Part of our success was a TikTok post that we paid for, and that went viral right in the beginning, and that sort of built the momentum for our game.
And after that, social media did what it does best.
A lot of bigger content creators just naturally picked up the game without us reaching out to them. So like Smosh Games, Shits and Gigs podcast, Beatbox Jacob, who have hundreds of millions of followers, they just saw this funny thing, they picked it up and they wanted to play with their audience. So that was part of it.
They had a product that was loud and highly visual. It was about being weird and silly, and that's perfect for platforms like TikTok, Instagram, YouTube. It's basically the same way that PDRN masks found success. They made their masks pink, highly moisturizing and color changing to show you that the ingredients actually sunk in. It was a visual transformation that you could watch on screen. Now, you could follow all 3 of these steps and still fail. That's why number 4 is the absolute key to sealing your success.
Before we launched, we made sure that we had product in different distribution centers around the world. So we had it in the USA, UK, China, and Australia, so that if we by chance did happen to go viral and it would take off, people could purchase the game from almost anywhere in the world. So that was definitely part of the success.
Lesson 4 is to meet your customers where they are. Thanks to that foresight, they sold more than 400,000 copies of that sound game in 6 different languages in less than 3 years' time. This is a lesson that bears repeating. Let's look at an example that I already covered in one of our previous videos. When the original Fidget Cube launched, they raised over $6 million. And just like that sound game, the Fidget Cube was a relatively easy product to copy. But the Fidget Cube took forever to reach customers, and in many cases it never did. because they weren't ready for distribution. When you are ready to launch your product, you need to make sure that you are ready to get it to customers as fast as possible. Everyone has access to Amazon nowadays, so there's no excuse to not have super fast shipping. Now, of course, depending on the product, stocking it in a 3PL warehouse is a costly endeavor. But if you have proof of concept, it's much better to set aside money for this in advance. And that's what Nat and Cam did right. They could have sunk a ton of money into Kickstarter, a flashy video, a drawn-out sales page, all these assets, but instead, they used that money to make sure that their product was stocked all over the world so it would be ready to hit doorsteps immediately. And now they're taking it a step further. With so many people using LLMs like ChatGPT instead of Google, they know that people are going to be using these tools to find gifts for family and friends.
For an e-commerce business like ours, it's always really important to know where your customers are or what they're thinking. We're looking at how consumers are now going to start purchasing in ChatGPT directly. Google still has billions of searches every day, but ChatGPT is now up to 66 million searches every single day. If a customer can have a conversation with ChatGPT and be like, I'm looking for a Christmas present for a big group of family or to play on Christmas Day, and they find our product, we want them to be able to buy our product directly in something like that.
Now, if you want to know how to get your brand and products featured in LLM results, I made a video about this already, so you can check that out. I will put a link in the description. Now, if you nail these 4 steps, the results speak for themselves.
Now we both run the company full time. We've managed to both quit our jobs, so now this is it. We're fully into the game.
Now, if you want to go viral with your next product launch, but you're not sure what to sell, just drop me a niche in the comments below, and I'll give you some trending products that you can sell right now. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.